Hello and welcome back to Floor Planner. My name is Bob, and as I always say, I'm here for customer success. I'm here to help you all learn more and more about Floor Planner so you can be more successful utilizing Floor Planner in your day-to-day and also in your applications with your individual industries. So welcome again. As we do with these videos, this will be a short, maybe about 20-minute long video to talk about the most current featured updated tools. And today we're going to talk about last month's. There were 5 additional new featured updates that were added to your platform for the month of September. So let me show you again where to find those. Just make sure you know where to find that list that's always available to you, because they get posted in a list as they become implemented into your platform and go live. So when you're logged into your Floor Planner account and you're on your dashboard, as we are currently, you want to go up to the Profile tab in the upper left-hand corner. There's 4 squares. And when you open that, you'll see on the right-hand side, in the right-hand sidebar, you'll have a tab down there for new features. And if you hit the More button on the right-hand side up there, it'll actually list all of the updates. The item that's listed up here at the top is the most current, but if you want to see all of them, hit the More tab, and you'll actually go to a window like so. Now, this is where we left off last time when we were talking about August, and we ended with the new improved library search engine. Really, really, totally awesome. I hope you've enjoyed working with it. It has a great feature of new power of searching, much easier, and also the ability to collapse the windows and even click on the negative space, which will actually have it fold down completely, and or then just hover over top of it and it'll open up again. So again, I hope you've enjoyed that for the past month. And what we're going to be talking about today are these 5 new features that have come out. We're going to talk about the new preview window in the Room Wizard. I don't talk a whole lot about the Room Wizard, so I think we'll talk a little bit more lengthily about that today. And then there's also the ability, when you select your project, you can actually, there's a new tab in there for looking at all of the exports that you've created, your JPEGs, your PNG images, etc., specific to that one project. There's also this nice new feature. This has to do with room styles and collections that you can create within Floor Planner, and the magic layout that will actually populate an empty room. There's a new way that you can actually lay it out from one of the selections that are an option. And then you can even change the style that's being assigned, but retain the same layout that you like working with. And that search engine that we were talking about earlier, with some additional modifications that have been added to enhance it. You have a color selection as we had the color tabs in the bottom to help you identify as to what color grouping you're looking for. Now you can actually filter for multiple colors. And one I'm really anxious to chat about is the new paint collections. There's always been a collection of paint in your paint roller inside Floor Planner, which has been a really nice spectrum of colors. Actually, it's a European-based company, Dulux, over in Europe. And you've always had the ability to go ahead and enter the hex numbers for your custom mixed paints of any company, Benjamin Moore, Sherwin-Williams, etc. Cool thing now is that those collections, Benjamin Moore, Sherwin-Williams, and some others, have actually been added to your collection under their own name and their actual specific brands. You can still enter your hex number, but you can also search by those specific paint companies. Really, really cool. So let's go ahead and get started. I might take these a little bit out of order. So let's go back into my dashboard and go to my projects. Let's see where we're going to start. Let's take a look at the Room Wizard and the preview room style. So let's go ahead and say that we're going to go ahead and assign a room style to a room. Let's start with a brand new project. Let's go for create a project. Inside a create a project, of course, you can actually select what level you want to go ahead and create your project at. We're going to start this with a level 1. We can rename our project. I'll just call it Room Wizard. And of course, you can add an address if you care to. So let's go ahead and say start our project. Now, this tab that comes up when we go out into the cloud, this first option, you have Room Wizard or upload a background image or start with an empty plan, which is always, my preference. But let's talk a little bit more about the Room Wizard. So let's go ahead and select Room Wizard for a second. And this is how Room Wizard works if you haven't worked with this yourselves. It bypasses some steps for you. It actually helps you along. So, choose the overall shape of your room, and then you can also rotate it and flip it horizontally, etc. And you can edit those dimensions here with the next button, identifying color code as to which direction you're actually going to make your modifications. And then once the room is of size, and we can go to next. This is where room styles come into play. There are room styles that have been created, which are categories, groupings of actual furniture and accessory pieces to create a specific style for a specific room type. Room types being a living room or dining room or kitchen, etc. And then once that room type's identified as maybe a living room, you're going to create a collection of furnishings for a living room. It could be based on style of contemporary, transitional, traditional, and groupings from your furnishings that are available to you, or if you happen to be an enterprise account or a business account, you may have exclusive products that you want to have in a specific collection. And also the flooring material and the wall material can also be part of that collection of room style. If you are a pro account or higher within Floor Planner, you can actually customize and make your own room styles. Otherwise, all other subscription levels with Floor Planner, there are some standards that have been created in Floor Planner that are available to you. So this feature does function based on those predetermined room styles. So let's say we're going ahead and what type of room type are we working with? So we're working with a living room, identifying that space that we just created. We'll say it's going to be a living room. And these are the different room styles that are available to you. And a few of these are my own. So you can actually, again, pro level and higher, you can make your own to be added to the collection. So let's find something that's already standard out there in the world. Maybe this black, yellow, and gray collection. So if I select this, this is where this new feature comes into play. This little window over here on the left-hand side is actually giving you a preview of the room we created and putting that collection in. So you actually get a snapshot over here as to where you're about to go, because maybe you're not so pleased with that anymore. Maybe while you're still here with that preview window, you could go ahead and say, oh, and I want the mustard and teal collection down here. And go ahead and it will then give you a preview window of our space that we created with that. This I think is absolutely awesome. Very, very powerful. Then you can just, go to the next step at that point. And you can see that the room size, as we dictated, and the shape, etc., has been populated just by clicking on that room style collection, which we were able to now preview, which is that first new feature that we wanted to talk about. So I'm going to jump out of order here for a second and skip to my second item of the 5 that we're going to talk about, and talk about the fact that there is the ability to change the style with one click. Now, see, we've gone ahead and actually assigned this room style to this room type of a living room. As a collection, that mustard and teal collection. Well, maybe we wanted to go ahead and change this. Let's show you how the magic layout works for a second. So this is one layout of the space. If I select the room, notice on the left-hand side, I have that magic layout tab. If I select the magic layout tab, you'll see that I have still the mustard and teal selected. And if I hit magic layout again, you'll notice that the layout of the furnishings will go out into the cloud and be repopulated in a different assortment layout based on algorithms, based on relationships of these pieces to each other. And if I hit Magic Layout again, it'll give me some other options as to how that configuration is going to be. Now, once I get the layout, of course, you can always customize these and move these pieces yourself, but if I like this layout as it's been proposed to me here with Magic Layout, maybe I like the layout, but I want to change the style, but I really want to hold on to this layout. This second item I want to talk about today is the Restyle button, which has now appeared over here on the left-hand side. So if I select the Restyle button, and go ahead and maybe change the collection to something otherwise. Maybe I want to go ahead and change this to the black, yellow, and gray collection. So black, yellow, and gray, but I want to keep this layout as it is because I like this configuration. Now hit the Restyle button and goes out into the cloud. Same layout, but different collection. I think this is totally awesome, especially if you're a pro account or higher where you're actually creating your own specific room styles that you can go ahead and apply these to these different layouts for the wizard and also for the room styles assignment and also for the actual Magic layout, showing different options. And again, once it's already in there, you certainly can go ahead and actually select these pieces and navigate them to be more specific to your liking. But it really saves you a lot of time if you've already predetermined some of those collections. So let's go ahead and go back to our dashboard. I think I'll save this file for us for future and go back to the home page with the little house in the upper left-hand corner, our floor planner logo. And we go back to our home page. I want to go to my projects as they're listed here. Now, there is also the ability to go ahead and let me find something that I've worked with before. As we're looking at the total list of our projects over here on the left-hand side, projects, or this next tab down are all of your exports. Viewing exports is all your exports. Okay, this is great. You know, you can categorize your search for your exports over here by, you know, camera, 2D, 3D, or 3D tours with level 3 projects. But over here on the left-hand side, let's go back to projects for a second. This is a really, really awesome new feature, is that you can go ahead and actually left-click on a project, and you, of course, get the left-hand sidebar that gives you all the information about that particular project all at a glance. There are some really nice new features over here. Edit details, view data, view editor, presentation, share, more, view designs, duplicate. Let's take a peek in here. Edit details, view our exports, view products, share, more, view designs, duplicate. And you should be getting a tab by project that we're going to go ahead and see our exports. Edit details. Nope, let's close that up. View exports, there we go, apologize. Go into view exports. And what you're getting are actually all of the images that are associated with that particular project as exports specific to just that one project. So instead of, like I said, going ahead and looking at anything in here that would be specific over here with looking at your exports and looking at all, you're actually looking at everything that's specific just to that one project. Now here's my all again, but if we go back to our projects, left click on the item, go down to view exports. And again, you're looking at all the images that are only created, categorized to just that one project. Pretty awesome. That would take us through just about everything. Oh, the multiple colors. Let's talk about that. Let's go back. Let's go back to a project for a second and open up a blank room. Okay, so if we were going to maybe select another asset to be added to this particular project for this room, we're going to go ahead and talk about filtering with multiple colors as you select for your assets. So if we go down over here where the one little chair is over here, which of course when you hover over top is about browsing for furniture. If we select that tab and say that we're going to go ahead and maybe look for something in living room furniture, if we wanted to maybe be looking for sofas. Okay, now we could also search by one of the colors down here. Maybe we're going to be looking for anything that's in the blue category. Now this new fourth item that I want to talk about is that you can go ahead and select multiple colors. So maybe I want to be looking for blue, and maybe I want to also be looking for yellow at the same time. The search engine is getting more and more powerful, so enjoy the fact that you have these color tabs available to you down here. Of course, always remember that you can always do the Boolean type search at the top that we could go ahead and say, we're looking for a sofa. And it comes up with your sofa listing, and we could go ahead and hit a plus sign after that, and the Boolean search would add an additional feature word that you want to be searching in addition to narrow down your sofa search. You could certainly type in there a color yourself up there. Maybe if I typed in the word white, has just a color association with it, and then you would be getting white sofas. But now you have these great tabs down here that kind of make it easier at a glance, for sure. If we want to go to our last item that we're going to chat about for a second, let's go right into the new paint collection. So on the left-hand side, of course, you have this paint roller. As we're going to select and paint one of these walls. This is the existing paint collection that you've had all along. But like I said, a really great palette of colors. Just go ahead and select the range of colors you want to pick from. Grab the color, left click. Take that dot of paint over there, hover over the wall, inside or outside of that wall. You want to fill the entire dot with that color, and it will go ahead and paint that one wall for you. Again, if we did that again and held our shift key at the same time, remember that by holding your shift key and going ahead and hovering over top and actually painting one of those walls, holding your shift key at the same time will actually paint the entire room. Now, this is fun. Now we know what the paint company is over in Europe, because actually here's the brand for it now. It didn't have this before. It's actually the Dulux company supplying those paints. Now you have a neat pull down over here. So let's change the collection. This is brand new. So now we can look for Benjamin Moore, something I'm familiar with, Sherman-Williams, Little Green, and also Homemade by. So we've got some new collections coming in here currently that are available to you. So if I said, let's search for Benjamin Moore as my color palette, sure enough, there's Benjamin Moore colors. If you just start selecting, in your range, you'll actually see this is the that mix that I talked about, that hex number that associates with that particular color. But now you get the actual name, so we're working in the Benjamin Moore collection. So if you have your fan deck and you know that you're looking for something in these particular ranges, I know that there's like the decorator white that's out there. It's in the white ranges, decorators white. There it is. So if you're familiar with the paint, you can actually go ahead and look for it inside here. And do remember that you still have the ability to go ahead and go onto the internet, search a specific paint company and the name of the paint that you're looking for, and ask for its hex number, HEX. And if you get that hex number from the internet, go ahead and enter that number right up here at the top. And that number will actually be custom mixed for you inside Floor Planner. And you can you'll have the tab right here. You'll be able to drag and drop that new custom mixed color. But now may not have to look for all the hex numbers anymore, because you actually have the vendor paints over here. And remember, as a plus account or higher, you're able to favorite items. So even custom paints and custom paint mixes, you can actually favorite them to your star up here. So you actually favorite them through their information button right here, and then it'll be added to your collection. This is my collection up here. A couple of my favorite colors up here that I like to use on a regular basis, and close out our favorites. And the cool thing is that now we're getting some of the names of the paint that are not just the numeric value being saved anymore, but with the new collections that have come in there also, the actual names of the paints are showing up for you for easier reference. Wow, this is a really cool addition of 5 new items. I hope you enjoyed them, get a chance to work with them during the month, and I will get back with you next month to talk about the previous month. Again, hope you have a great day. Talk to you soon. Thanks.